Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to the Manchester Evening News, Raphael Varane will become a Man United player this week. It said this week Man United will submit an opening offer to Real Madrid for Raphael Varane. The bid could fall between 35 million to 45 million pounds. He says we are unwilling to pay 50 million pound. Raphael Varane has agreed the personal terms with Man United and is set to sign a 5-year contract. So that will keep him at the club until 2026. Said the other day though that Raphael Varane to Man United is imminent and the deal will be closed in the next few days for about 50 million euros. And Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Man United are preparing a bid, and he says Man United have a 5-year contract ready. Varane said he wants to be able to finish his holiday and then he'll change clubs. But the other week it said that Varane had given his word to Man United that he wants to join. A swap deal was discussed. It says Man United were willing to offer Donny van de Beek or Paul Pogba as part of the Varane deal. Raphael Varane and his family have allegedly been house hunting in Manchester, so reflecting on that, that's fueled speculation. We'd received a massive boost in our pursuit of Varane, because it said Real Madrid's wages are forced to be slashed by 150 million. Said not so long ago that Varane's move to Man United could have been delayed because it said he would be happy to wait another year for a switch to Man United. Sky Sports said the other week that Man United had been given permission to approach Varane over the personal terms. So yeah, looking very, very likely that he's going to be our third signing of this summer transfer window. Don't forget Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. Some people reckon though he's not as good as John Stones. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. Was a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He was with them over 10 years, made 360 appearances in all competitions and won a lot of trophies during his time at Real Madrid, so reflecting on that, he's got a good pedigree as a player. I can assure he will exceed expectations in the Premier League. And what I said about partnership that is, Raphael Varane and Harry Maguire, because they will complement each other very, very well in our back line. Real Madrid have already lost Sergio Ramos. He went to PSG for 3. Now, they're on the verge of losing Raphael Varane, but I don't think they're going to be buying another centre-half to replace Varane. Now, I want to delve into some news on Saul Niguez. So according to Mundo Deportivo, Man United are the front runners to sign Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. Saul Niguez's agent, Jonathan Barnett, is advancing negotiations with Man United as his swap deal with Griezmann stalls. Liverpool and Barcelona are in for him. It says Man United and Liverpool are set to rival Barcelona in the battle to sign Saul Niguez. Saul Niguez wants a move to the Premier League. Saul Niguez has been at Atletico Madrid for like 13 years. Made 227 appearances in the La Liga. He's got a release clause of around 129 million. He's under contract with Atletico Madrid until 2026. I think Atletico Madrid are willing to let him go for around £43 million. He can play as a central midfielder or a holding midfielder. He is the age of 26, so he is in his prime. So that's the news on him. Obviously, I give you more of an update on Kieran Trippier yesterday. Spanish outlet AS said that Atletico Madrid won't sell Kieran Trippier to Manchester United. The Sun did say that Man United were close to signing Kieran Trippier for around £18 million. Mundo Deportivo said that Atletico Madrid wanted £26 million initially. Trippier has been in talks to buy Raheem Sterling's £3 million mansion. We've already had 2 offers rejected for Trippier. But it would be beneficial if Man United could recommend him in, because we need a right back to provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back at Man United at the moment. Plus Kieran Trippier's proven in the Premier League, so that's beneficial, and he's highly experienced. We went in for Kieran Trippier in the January transfer window, but we cooled our interest because he got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for Trippier from Tottenham back in 2019, and his current contract at Atletico expires next year. He won his first La Liga title with Atletico Madrid last season. Eduardo Camavinga, obviously he's another player that's been on our agenda. So far we've made 2 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Eaton in on a free transfer from Aston Villa. He was fantastic on his debut yesterday in that pre-season friendly against Derby. Tom Eaton made 2 or 3 excellent saves. And we brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. Obviously last week Jadon Sancho completed his medical with Man United. Solskjaer gave us an update on Jadon Sancho. He says Man United will announce the signing of Jadon Sancho once we've finalised some paperwork. Solskjaer has made it clear that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window. But I said I'm expecting Man United to endure a very good summer transfer window because I am convinced that Solskjaer's going to get all the players he wants to recommend in. And it's about time, Solskjaer got the backing he deserved because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Manchester United manager. But don't forget, our board made it clear that, they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract. And before the summer transfer window opened, Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Man United are obviously going to offload players in this summer transfer window. We've got to offload players because there's still deadwood at the club, and whoever we sell in this summer transfer window will generate money. Paul Pogba, he could still possibly leave Man United in this summer transfer window. Said we've set the asking price for Paul Pogba, it's around £50 million. It actually said last week that Pogba would decide on his future, decide whether he's staying at Man United or leaving. Pogba has had a long running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked to a move to PSG. Foot Mercato actually said not so long ago that Pogba wants to join PSG this summer. He says Man United could demand 4 players as part of the Paul Pogba swap deal with PSG. But PSG have stepped up their chase. PSG want to partner Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. The other week, Julian Lawns said that PSG are considering a move for Paul Pogba. And Fabrizio Romano said that PSG are interested in signing Paul Pogba, and PSG have made contact with Paul Pogba's representatives. Pogba's also been linked with Real Madrid. He's been linked with his former club Juventus. He did endure 4 good years with them before he rejoined Man United, and he's been linked with Barcelona and Inter Milan before. Will Paul Pogba sign a new contract at Man United? I hope he does. Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic did say that Paul Pogba is not expected to sign a new contract at Man United before the new season gets underway next month. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Sky Sports News said at one point that Man United were in ongoing talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract. He said we wanted to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth 104 million. Said we feared losing Pogba on a free transfer. Pogba's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Pogba produced his best performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. At one point last season though, he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Donny van der Beek, there's a very good chance that he's going to leave Man United. Van der Beek has only endured 1 full season at the club, but quite clearly he is unhappy. Van der Beek's made like 36 appearances for us in all competitions, but most of them appearances have come from the bench. I recall Van der Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. And he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. I expected Van der Beek to start a hell of a lot more games than he has done when we got him in. Before the Euros, it did mention that Van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. And he did get ruled out of the Euros through injury. So from his perspective, he would have been disappointed with that. Few clubs have been in for Van der Beek. Alex Telles, now he's been subjected to transfer speculation. It recently said Inter Milan want Telles on loan. Sky in Italy said last week that Roma were in talks to sign Alex Telles as a replacement for the injured Leonardo Spinazzola. Telles has only endured 1 season at Man United. Telles has only made 9 appearances in the Premier League. He's hardly played. You know, when we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately. But it didn't happen. We brought Telles in to provide competition for Luke Shaw. As soon as Telles came in, we seemed to then get the best out of Luke Shaw. We got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. Telles is under contract with Man United until 2024. Brandon Williams, there's a good chance we're going to loan him out to gain him more experience and to get him a lot more opportunities, because Williams is seldom plays for us. He's our 3rd choice left back. Now, it said the other week that he was close to joining Southampton on loan, but now it says Southampton could be pulling out of the race. Phil Jones, I want us to offload him in this summer transfer window because he's always been inconsistent. Plus, he doesn't get in our 11. And he was out with injury for a while last season. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. He's been a long-serving player at Man United. He's been with us for 10 years now. I think Man United have agreed to let Axel Tuanzebe go out on loan. It's the right decision, because Tuanzebe will get a lot more opportunities and he'll gain more experience. He's good as Tuanzebe. The best game I recall him having for Man United was against PSG. Diego Dalot, he's going to be leaving. He was out on loan with AC Milan. Andres Pereira, he's another one who I think is going to be leaving. He was out on loan with Lazio. We're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard as well, but we're finding it difficult to offload him at the moment because West Ham are struggling to meet Jesse Lingard's asking price. I think we want from between 25 million to 30 million pounds. David De Gea, he's another one we could offload, but I'm sceptical about it. I think De Gea will remain at Man United for next season. Solskjaer, I certainly think he needs more time at Manchester United. He does deserve at least one more season. These United fans that are Ollie in, there's also United fans that are Ollie out. I have criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. Obviously, I've had my reasons behind it. But I do think that Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. But I can assure Ollie is not the long-term manager for Man United. Even with us signing Sancho and with us being on the verge of signing Varane, it still doesn't change my perception on Ollie. Next season is going to be massive for Solskjaer, and he is aware of that. Next season is going to be his third full season as Man United manager. At the moment, he's endured 2 full seasons. It's very imperative that we start off next season strongly, because if we start off next season badly, then Solskjaer could be under pressure. Next season, I'd say Solskjaer's got to improve his decision making, because in a lot of the games he's managed so far at Man United, he's been tactically naive. And I'd say next season Solskjaer must win a trophy, because he's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer's ambition for next season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. I think there's a good chance we'll win it next season, with Varane incoming. I still believe Man United need a holding midfielder. Solskjaer's been in charge of Manchester United for 31 months now, which is over 2 years. Reflecting how long he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learned quite a bit on the job, and he's tried a few different elements. Ollie's rotated the squad a lot, and he's obviously tried different formations. I reckon now Ollie knows his best 11. But there you go. I am surprised Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager, because we've endured bad periods under him where he's been very close to being sacked. And obviously we lost the Europa League final last season to Villarreal. I think with Ollie being a club legend, that's what's basically saved his job. And whatever happens regarding Ollie, I will always adore him, because at the end of the day he is a club legend. Like I mentioned, he endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. We appointed Ollie in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We're giving the job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Solskjaer knew though when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin, and he knew he had a lot to do when he got appointed in as Man United manager. But I think Solskjaer has done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager, because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. Solskjaer has spent over £300 million now as Manchester United manager. But when we have been inconsistent, not all of the blame has stemmed from Ole. Obviously, certain players have had to take responsibility. Like I've said to you already, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. Woodward, he's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Obviously, reflecting how poor our recruitment policy was for a long time. We've overpaid for players. In that aspect, the blame stems from him. Woodward is leaving Manchester United. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. You know, a lot of United fans have been demanding the Glazers out. There was a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. The Glazers have put us in so much debt. They've been at the club for a good 16 years or so. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Solskjaer did reveal towards the end of last season that the Glazers apologised because there was plans to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And he says the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. On the 4th of June, which was last month, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum, his first attendance in 15, 16 years, and obviously he promised Man United supporters that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.